I feel this whole thing around like, me being assertive or not being assertive, I think it's something that is a really difficult balance for a lot of people. And I feel that my personality, for example, naturally is a very easygoing personality. We were speaking to my business partners, we were kind of like, discussing or hashtag arguing about something. And one of my partners said, look, even Muhammad's saying he doesn't really mind either way. And the other partner, he goes, bro, he's always like that. He's always just like, I don't really mind too much. And I feel like my nature generally is quite agreeable. And it's quite tolerant, and it's kind of like that as well. And I think that a lot of the times when you're like that, I do think that sometimes people will behave a little bit differently towards you, unfortunately, right? This is the kind of situation. But a lot of the time for me, with these kind of situations, I'm thinking more about who do I want to be, right? And that's the crux of the matter for me. Who do I want to be? Do I want to be this person who's like easygoing and nice and this and that? Or do I want to be someone else? Irrelevant of how someone else is behaving. Like generally, that's what I would say, right? But in addition, like I'll give an example. When I was working in one of the organizations, Muslim organization, right? Like we had this problem with lateness. Like people were turning up late to my meetings. And I'm like, one of the things I really hate is lateness. So I was like very militant on people. And I was like, look, this is very serious. Okay. And for your benefit, I'll tell you how I kind of did it. Right. So what I did is people started turning up late to meetings and stuff. So again, I'm saying agreeable, my nature's good, this and that. I don't like getting aggressive. When I get aggressive, I get very aggressive, all those kind of things. Right. So instead, what I did is when they came to the meeting, I'm like, guys, like we have turned up to this meeting at like 10 past. This meeting starts at 10. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that we are here by 10 o'clock every day, right? Because if we don't do this, it actually affects communication, it affects our relationship, it affects our trust. It's really important that we say we're going to be here for 10, we need to be here for 10 every day, right? And when you don't come here at 10, you actually affect everyone, including yourself. So we need to make sure you're here. Okay, cool. And then guess what happens next meeting? Of course, they turn up late, right? So they turn up late, they walk in, and then they sit down, and then I stop the meeting. And I'm like, okay, Naeem, would you like to explain to us why you're late? Yeah, sorry, I just had to go bathroom and it just took a little longer. I had to do wudu. I had to pray, so I'm late. Okay, cool. But could you have prayed earlier? Yeah, I could have prayed earlier, but then the bathroom took a bit longer. Okay, cool. So what can we do next time to ensure that you're here early? Because, you said you're going to be here at 10 and you came in late. And now the whole meeting has actually been disrupted by your lateness. And also now I'm not sure that I can trust what you're saying about you being here at 10 every day, because it affects what you just said and what you do. And this is actually really problematic, because this is how shaitan comes in. And when it comes to trust, you have your relationship breaking down because you keep doing something different to what you're saying. Okay, so now imagine you're that person, you're hearing this from me, yeah? And everyone in the meeting room is like listening and they're like, oh my God, Okay, cool, right? What happens next meeting? Next meeting, that person's on time. That person is there 5 minutes before. Guess what happens? Someone else comes late. Okay, great, right? So now we're like, Malik, you're late. Do you want to tell us all why you're late? And someone else might say, this is like embarrassing someone. This is, no, it's not. This is not. That person has broken integrity with everyone in that room. That person said that they would be there at 10 o'clock and everyone was in that room at 10 and they didn't turn up at 10, right? They've turned up later. They didn't notify anyone. They didn't say anything. They didn't do anything. They just turned up later and they broke integrity with every person in that room. So the best thing they can do for themselves, for their akhirah, for everything, is actually to restore that integrity. For them to turn up, and before I even say, why are you late? They should say, I just want to apologize to everyone for being late. I know that by me being late, it disrupts things and it lessens trust and it does it. And they should do that stuff themselves. But if they don't, I will like drill it into them, right? And we even had situations where basically eventually got to a point where lateness was sorted out for me. But guess what? When they went to other people's meetings, they were still late sometimes. When it was my meeting, everyone's rushing around the office. Oh my God, 1 minute left, 1 minute. And they would like run into the meeting and like be on time. But then when they were going to someone else's meeting, they were there. But it was okay. I was like, I have to do what I have to do for my own. And then I was trying to advise and guide others as well. So what I want you to realize fundamentally what I'm saying is that, look, we should never feel like the truth or the fundamental objective of what we're trying to achieve should be basically put at risk because we're not willing to speak up, right? We must speak up. Why? Because the objective, the thing you're trying to achieve, is the most important thing.